Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. Looking at the DXY on the daily, nothing's changed on the daily. I do have this A, B, C. This one never went. It did go and break the ending point of wave A, but it didn't go very far. So ever since this one here didn't come down and break the low, I've been looking at this A, B, and a C down in here before we get an A, B, C. So we're going down to the lower time frames to see if we're going to get this C down in here. It does look bearish in here. We do have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 up in here at 3, 3, 3. Complex correction. This is looking bearish in here. So I'd be looking for the sells. There's really not much of a sell on it though. Really, it's very dangerous at this stage. We have like an A, B, C in here, and then the A, B, C. We do have an impulse down, but on the lower time frames, we do have a little bit of a flag in there. So what I'd be looking for is this to come down and break this low, and then if it gives you the correction, then you could look for a sell for that daily C down that we're looking at. This C down in here, this A, B, C. AU on the daily. So nothing's changed on the daily. You know, I'm looking at that A, then we have 3 down in here as a B, and I'm looking for that C up to the 100 fib. On the H4, we still can get this wave Z up. This is a larger correction, but I still think there's a little bit more upside in this. Again, it's very similar to DXY. There's really no setup on it at this stage. If we're looking at this as the impulse, well, we have 3 in here. So, you know, this can pretty much go either way. It can give you 1, 2, 3 down, or it can give you, you know, a motive wave up here for the wave Z. There's really no setup to buy this at this stage. You know, ideally, yeah, even to buy, you really need a break of that top to buy. You need a nice impulse up and then a correction, and then you can look for the buy. Until that happens, you're really just scalping on the lower time frames. And I dare say we will get another break above this top with a hidden divergence, I dare say. Yeah, see, on the M15, we do have a ball hidden here. So I wouldn't be surprised if that goes up and breaks the top, but it's more of a scalp than anything. So I guess, you know, Monday you could, you know, if you got a little flag in here on the lower time frames, you could look to go and break that top, but, you know, you definitely want to be at break even at the break of that top. So really, most of the majors are very similar. So yeah, GU on the daily, nothing's changed on the daily. You know, I'm looking for that A, B, C up to that 100 fib. This one as well on the H4, you know, I'm looking for that wave Z up. We got the wave Y, we got the wave X. Just looking for that wave Z up. Is there a decent buy set up on it? We had a ball hidden in here. Buy setup. Oh, oops. This would have been your buy setup in here for that ball hidden. So more than likely it would have come back, taking you out at break even, because now we have 3 up. So again, it's very risky. There's really no nice buy setup to buy it. The way I teach people to trade, we just stay out of it, until we get something decent. We would have traded this, not try and buy it here. You know, um, we buy this, and like I said, we had that sharp move down in here. More than likely, it would have taken you out of break even, because we get it break even at the break of the top. So, more than likely, it would have come back taking you out. So again, you're really just scalping on the lower time frames. EU on the daily, I've put this structure out quite some time now. This structure that I'm looking at, this A, B, C up in here, and then a larger A, B, C for the correction, and then we get this A, B, C. So I am looking for upside. This one's a little bit better than the others. Looking at that extended wave in wave Y last week, we got that like WX. I was looking at that extended wave Y and then an X2 and then a Z up. I was looking at this to go up and break that top. It never went up and broke that top. So really, this is the end of the wave Y here. I'll just change this. I'll take this out because it's not a extended wave like I was looking at. It's turned into a correction the similar size to this over here. So now I'll be looking for that Z up. And these are the targets. This is probably one of the nicest ones to trade at this stage, rather than the others that I've gone through already. Again, you've really missed the trade. We had those three down, so we had that 1, 2, 3 down, impulse up. This was your buy setup in here to buy. This one more than likely wouldn't have come down and taken you out like GU would have. I dare say on the lower time frame, you could. I was thinking there may be a ball hidden in here on the M15, but there isn't. So, what you really have to do is go A, B, C in here, and then you need an impulse up, and then nice bullish setup, and then you could look for a fifth wave up for like a W, X, Y, X2, and a Z up. But you need that setup. You need this 3 down, a bullish setup to be able to buy. You can't just jump on the buy now. NU on the daily, looking for this C up. We have been looking for this C up for quite some time. I posted this in TradingView around here somewhere, to buy. Of course, I'm on this right down the bottom in here. I'm in this trade down here on the M15, but on the H4 we have this like WXY. We're starting to get a correction now, and then I'd be looking for that wave Z up. So we're really waiting for, well, this one gave us the 5 up, extended wave, WXY, X2, and a Z up in here. Now I'd be looking for a larger correction for that X2, and then we get that wave Z up. So we may be in consolidation for quite a while, a week or two, before we get that correction. So really, I'd be looking at some sort of a correction down to, this 38.2 here, or possibly even the 50 fib. So I'll be looking for some sort of a correction to buy for that wave Z. I'll be waiting for that time factor over here before I start to look for a buy. Because if you have a look on the H1, we have all this bearish divergence. You don't really want to be going in against that. We do have a bull hidden here as well. I'll have to check to see if that low wasn't broken. No, so we do have a bull hidden here, and it's just about gone up and broken the top. So, you know, if this does go and break the top, well, we're going to get even more bearish divergence. So, yeah, you really have to wait for this X2 on the H4 before you can really start looking to buy again. GY on the daily. We got the 5 up here. We've got that W, X, Y, X2, and that Z up. We're still in that wave Z up. It's gone up and broken this top. Getting a lot of bearish divergence on the H4. We had that bull hidden here, so we were looking for, you know, a deep correction. If you go back through my videos, we had that bull hidden in here. I said we either get a deep correction of this, so say around here, or it goes up and breaks the top. Well, it's gone up and broken the top. I still will be looking at this as an A, B, and a C. We get some sort of a flat in here, even if this does go up and break the top again. I'd be more interested in a nice impulse down, a sell setup to sell this wave C down, and then, you know, if we got a buy setup, well, then you could look for the buy. Other than that, I wouldn't be attempting to buy up the top of the market. I mean, yeah, more than likely this is a flat. More than likely we'll get some sort of a flat, an A, B, and a C in here, and then more upside possibly. But yeah, we're right at the top of the market, so I just leave it. I'm more interested in that sell, like I showed. UY on the daily. Looking at that A, all this is a B, and we get a C down as some sort of a larger running or expanding flat in here before we get more upside. So again, I'm really only looking for sells, like GY. I'm really only looking for sells on the daily. On the H4, we can get a WXY, waiting for that time factor in here before we can start to look for a wave Z up. So you need to wait for this time factor and then start to look for the buy setup on the lower time frames. So I'm looking for this A. All this is a B. We get a C down in here, and then if you get that buy set up, you know, then you look for that buy to go and break that top. And so at this stage, it's more of a sell. Even now, even on this time frame, it's more of a sell. It's a risky sell now, but you know, we have an impulse down here, and we sort of have 3 up in here. It's very deep. This correction is very deep to this impulse down here. So it's a risky trade. It may just be an A, B, C, and then give you more upside. So if you do take this, if you get a sell opportunity on the lower time frames, you want to get it to break even as soon as that low here is broken. Because like I said, it just can be an A, B, C, and you still get more upside. This may not be the top here in that B wave. Looking at UCAD on the daily, I don't like this at all. You know, ever since we didn't get this wave Z up here, breaking this top, you know, we've just been in this large consolidation here. It really can go either way. It's still looking rather bullish, all this. So we sort of have three up in here. We had that A, B, and we got to the first target, that C that we were looking for, that 100 fib. It's correcting again. So I dare say this may come down, break these lows, and then give us another one up, breaking that top. I mean, there is no buy set up on it. It's like AU and GU, this one. It's you're really pushing the boundaries of trading. There is a bull hidden on it at this stage. Well, we did have that 1, 2, 3 down. We got a nice impulse up, but it was very deep. This correction in here is very deep to this impulse here. And then we got another impulse and another impulse. So this can turn quite complex. At this stage, it does have a bull hidden. So, as long as this bottom here holds, you can look for a buy on the lower time frames to go and break, well, this top here. But yeah, you'd want to manage that trade because we have like 1, 2, 3 impulses. So I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into a correction in here and you get like 1, 2, 3 in here. So you'll have to watch for that if you're attempting to take the bull hidden trade. There is no setup to buy on it at this stage. For the buy, well, you'd be going right down onto the lower time frames, which I won't do, or else this video will just take too long. But yeah, if you get a buy set up, you can look for it. You may get something in here on the M5. It's very risky, extremely risky, because this is a very deep correction. We got an impulse up here, very deep. You sort of getting a trend line break in here now. You could look to buy this just for a C up. Definitely want to be at break even at the break of this top, and let it run for that higher time frame and see how far it goes. But yeah, for that bull hidden to go and break the top, this is where you'd want to get in if you get that set up on the lower time frames, basically. USD Swiss franc, we got this A, B, C. That was fine. It bounced off that lower trend line. We have all that bullish divergence as well. We got a nice impulse up, like I've been saying for the last few weeks. Now I'm waiting for this daily correction in here, that B wave, and then I can look for that wave C up. So this can be quite choppy for a month or more. On the H4, I'm looking for this C down. Looking for this A, B, C here. You've missed a sell on it. There was a sell in here to take this. Now you pretty much, there's not much you can really do. I mean, you'd be going down to the lower time frame, looking for a bear hidden to trade. During the week, I did take this one in here because I was looking at this A, B, C here as a flat. It come up and broke the top and got it to break even. It was a break even trade before it fell over. So at this stage, we sort of have, a WXY. You wait for that X2 and then you can look for a Z down. You really want a bear hidden in here before you start to look for a sell on the lower time frames. EG on the daily. This is looking promising now too, because if you've followed me for a while, I've been saying this is looking very bearish. Be very, be careful with the buys, and it's finally come down and broken all these lows. So we're at a fresh low now. Any buy setup you get, you can look for that buy. As you can see, during the week, I'll put this out in the room. We did get a buy set up in here. I took this. I'm not sure if it's actually taken me out or not yet, but more than likely it has taken me out at break even. Yeah, yeah, we really have to be careful. Like, I'm only looking for buys, but we have to be careful in here because we may get a bear hidden and we get another one down and we get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So, but yeah, any buy setup you get, you can definitely look for the buy. We have 3 up here. We already have the 3 up. More than likely on the lower time frame, there is a bull hidden in here, so you could. I'll just go down to it. Yeah, we got a bull hidden on the M15, so more than likely this will give another one up in here. If you got a buy set up on the lower time frames against this low here, we could you could look for a buy and to go and break that top and see how far it goes. But EG, eventually that will really take off, so I would be concentrating on that if you do trade that instrument or pair, because there's a big move coming in it. WTI, we got this like A and A. Looking at this as a B, and we get a C in here. I just got to work out if this is the top of the B wave. There still is a possible another one up in here if you go down onto the lower time frames. So we have 5 down in here, that WXY, X2. We got that Z down. We got that bullish divergence. We got a nice impulse up here, but it's come straight back down. So again, this is going to be quite tricky to trade because we got an impulse. We got an impulse and an impulse. It'll either correct here and give you another impulse, and it may come down and break that low, and then you get a flat here for more downside, or this gives you a buy setup. You get an impulse, a buy setup, consolidation, and then a buy setup to go and break the top. So we're really in waiting mode at this stage to see what we get, whether this turns corrective and for more downside, or whether it turns like bullish for at least a C up. See, it may just give you an A, B, C in here as well, and then an A, B, C, then the A, B, C. So we're really in waiting mode to get a setup to give us a direction on this at this stage. There is a bull hidden here. There's a bull hidden in here. I'm not going to go into it too much, but if you got the buy set up, you can look for it. But yeah, I'd be joining the group to find out all there is to know about these hidden divergences before you just go ahead and trade this particular hidden divergence here. Gold, we're waiting for that time factor in the X2. We got that WXY. We've been waiting for this time factor for a while now. then I'd be looking for that wave Z up. Really, I'd like to see a bull hidden in here. If I get a bull hidden in here, then I'll definitely be looking for that wave Z up. Until I get that bull hidden and it's confirmed, I'll pretty much stay out of this. It's really just scalping. There is a possible flat here on the H4. We got this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down in here, choppy wave up in here. So I'm looking at a possible A, B, and we get a C down in here. Then we go. We do have a bull hidden in here. So you can look for the buy. For the buy, you really need a break above this top and then a bullish setup, and then you can look for a buy for that flat. Until that happens, it's more of a sell. So yeah, you really need that sort of a setup before you can even attempt to buy this. You'd be buying at the top of the market on the daily. So silver's very similar, very similar to gold. We're waiting for this time factor. We've got that WXY. We're waiting for this X2, and then we can trade that Z up. On the lower time frames, this did hit the targets. We were looking for this buy here for that wave Z, and we got that. It's hit both targets. So we had that 5 up, had that bull hidden in here. So we're looking for this. It hit both targets. We're consolidating now. So you really have to wait for that consolidation, that larger correction. If you're trading in here, for the next few weeks, you could get cut to pieces correcting. So the safest way is to wait for the correction, wait for it to be over, and then if you start getting buy setups, we'll start to look for the buys after that. Take a quick look at Bitcoin. We got that time factor on this one, and I said any buy setup, buy. For these targets, we put the targets on here. That 123.6 and that 161.8 are both the targets. We got that WXY X2, and we're looking for that wave Z up to these targets. On the H4, this is starting to look it's still bullish. It's still very much bullish. Last week we were waiting for the time factor again. Like, we got that WXY getting an X2 now. So start looking for the buys. Have we gone down and broken this low? Ideally, we come down and break this low here. Really want another one down in here for an A, B, and we get a C down in here. Then a buy setup. Then we can look for the buy. I've got the 100 fib on here for this A, B, C. So it still does have a little bit more to come down. I dare say on the lower time frame there is a sell on this. There will be, more than likely we'll get a sell on this. Look, I wouldn't be looking for the sell, but we got like 1, 2, 3. You get a 4 and a 5 down in here. So you'll have to be careful to buy at this stage. You really want that 5 down. Possible get a bear hidden in here, another one giving you the bullish divergence, and then if you get that bullish setup, you can look for that buy for that wave Z. S&P on the daily, there's really nothing to see here. We're right at the top of the market with bearish divergence. So, you've got to be careful with the buys, especially up here. We're looking for a wave Z up. Looks like we're getting a very sharp impulse here. So you probably could look for it if I just put the target on. So these are your targets, that 123.6 and that 161.8. We're getting an impulse up, so you definitely can. It's a buy. If you get the setup, you don't just jump in here. You wait for a correction on the lower time frames, and then if you get the buy set up after the correction, then you can look to buy. And I've shown you the targets, first and second target. Quick look at AU 200. This one's, we've bounced off that 100 fib. We got that A, B, C. We bounced off that 100 fib, the target, and now it's it becomes risky to buy up here. Very similar to S&P 500. We're getting an impulse up in here, so we're getting a bull hidden in here. So more than likely this will go up and break the top, but again, you need to go down to the lower time frames. You need a correction before you can start to buy. Very similar to S&P 500. The FTSE on the daily, there's no bearish divergence on this. On the daily, on the H4, we've got a bull hidden. I think I mentioned this last week. We've got a bull hidden. If you get any bullish setup, well, you could look to buy. We've got that bull hidden, so and we're getting an impulse up. So again, you'd have to be very careful on this one, because we actually have a bear hidden here as well on this H1 time frame. So really you want it to go up and break that top and then give you the correction, taking out that possible bear hidden before you look for the buy. If you're buying, if you get a correction in here and you get that bull hidden, with that bull hidden present, it can look corrective for a buy and then just fall over, go and break that low, and then you get the buy set up. So ideally it comes up, breaks this top, give you a nice correction on the lower time frames, and then you can look for that buy. And lastly, the DAX. So it's right up the top of the market, looked very bullish up here still. I mean, there were opportunities to buy this. There was a few opportunities to buy this. We had that like A, we're looking for this B in here, and that C up to get up to that first target. Well, it come back down in here, and we had that bull hidden. It's gone up to that first target, that 100 fib. It's still looking very much bullish in here. I mean, this can be a flat. There's, an A, B, C as your flat, and then you get an A, B, C as your correction to go up and break the top. We sort of got like 1, 2, 3, get this wave 4, and we get a wave 5 up. I think the well, the FTSE probably looks a little bit better than this one this week, but it's up to you to decide. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. If you did, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.